In this vlog, I am preparing my guest apartment for electricity. It's all new territory for me, but I had talked it over with my electrician to find out what part of the job that I could do myself to save money. And I should have been suspicious of how happy he was to not do this part of the job. I was about to find out that it's very messy. Well, for this next part, I have to go to the DIY store and buy some parts. Luckily, I have many within 10 minutes of radius from my place. One within walking distance, but it's not open today. Mission accomplished. Took half an hour. I'm back and I can continue the work. So with this new drill, I can make a hole in the existing electrical box because this doorway didn't used to be here. This light switch for the ceiling light used to be on the wall behind you, right here. So you used to walk through here. I can link to that video here. I changed the layout a lot in this room, which means I have to find a new place for the switch. And this is the old light box. There are some new wires in here. The electrician is not fully finished, but I have to drill a hole right here. There it is, a hole. Finished. So bear in mind, what I'm doing here is just to prepare for my electrician to do the installations. Before I've done all of this, I've also talked to him about how I'm gonna do it, so yeah. But this was the first time that I did it, and I'm pretty pleased with how it went. It's fun. So there has probably been a switch here or something, but it wasn't used when I moved in. And there is a box where you connect wires. I don't know what it's called in English. So we were planning to use this one, but then we realized why not move it over there? So much easier. But that means I have to rewire this one. Let's have a look up close. That's where it starts. Up here, like this, like that, and then it ends up right where it should be. Next thing, I'm gonna board up this wall. It's the last one. I don't really need to insulate it because it's an internal wall within the guest apartment. So there will only be like 2 guests in here, so they will never. Oh, anyway, I don't have to sound insulated. But first, I'm gonna have to take a break for dinner. But before I take this break, to motivate me to come back, I am gonna start on this job. This is like a method that I'm trying to adopt at work. If there's a tough task or a difficult task that you keep procrastinating, you should, before you go home from work, start to do one thing, or to make sure that everything is ready for you to start on it. Like open the programs or taking out everything that you need. And then it's so much easier to start it the next day because you've actually started it already. So the threshold is lower. So that means for me that I am gonna fasten this board, but I also need some what do you call it? Studs? Maybe? Stud? On the top, because just like on the other walls, this is the standard height of boards at the DIY store. So I need studs all the way up here, except for here in the middle where the door frame was. I don't know why, but I just put a stud there. So here, I don't have to. Actually, I might have. Is it tall enough? No, it's not tall enough. But I can use it for the top. Yeah, that would be the easiest one to start with. Maybe I'll do 2. I can't be bothered with dragging inside the saw again, so hand sawing it is. instead of screwing them on, because that's fun, I'm gonna save that until I come back. So I have something to motivate me. Got myself some leftovers. Some sweet pepper with pearl couscous and cashew nuts, leeks, and a mint yogurt sauce. It's so good. Here we go. The fun part. And that's a wrap, because it's now a little bit past midnight. I can't see anyway. 40 minutes past midnight. It's 30 minutes past midnight. My electrician is coming tomorrow, so I am trying to do a little bit more work so I maybe can finish what I'm supposed to prepare while he is still here tomorrow. And I bought a new tool to finish. I was actually fine using my angle grinder to make the tracks for the pipes, the tubes, but both my electrician and my boss told me that there's this excellent tool that I didn't know about that makes two tracks at the same time, and what sold it to me was that it has an outlet for the vacuum cleaner so it doesn't get so messy. So I'm gonna try that one. I always try new power tools after midnight. That's when it's the safest. Always scary when you try new power tools, I think. All of these preparations for the electricity, this is where the kitchen will be, that took me 8 hours to do. It was a lot of work, and the electrician, he has approved all of the preparations I've done so far, so I can cover them up with lime, fill in the holes, and then he will come and finish wiring. He has done some already. During the time he said, "Oh shit," many times. So when he was working on the walls, and that's because the wires that came out, that were very old wires covered in like textile, they were smoldering and falling apart. So it's about time that I'm changing some of these wires. And I'm not gonna do the whole house, obviously, but with every room, I will tackle the electricity as well. So at least I'm fixing 1 to 3 rooms with electricity. 3 rooms less with potential fire hazards. Here I want to add an additional switch for this lamp because it's been very annoying to have only the one behind that door. I often come from this side. So while I was working on this one, there was a wire here that we didn't anticipate, and all of the power in the house was cut off. But no worries, we can fix it. We just have to figure out where it goes, because even though I cut it off, there's still electricity in there, which I should have tested before I kept working on it. But now that I think of it, actually I did turn off the fuse, so it didn't really matter. But then I left the wires like that because I thought they were cut off. Don't think when you work with electricity, always check. I actually bought the tool to do it, I just didn't use it. But this hole was a bit tricky because too much was removed, so I couldn't find good enough holes to screw it in. So my electrician gave me a tip to use this heavy duty PL200, that's what it's called here in Sweden, to just glue it. That's what he normally does. So that's my first step of work today. Okay, let's see. We can get something out from here. This has got to be my best work so far. So this lamp is just this one in steel, And then it's a LED light around this frame. So I will remove this one and this one. Well, not me, my electrician. And I will connect it directly to the wall, and I will use the switch instead. And I want it around here. Yeah. This is just for decoration to make the room a little bit less dark. I did it. Whew. So I've chosen these black Bakelite Bakelites. Well, the old type of plastic that they would use for these sockets when this house was built. And I'm pretty certain that they would use white in this house because I've seen old sockets here and they're not black. However, I think the black goes better with these rich earthy tones, and the white one would look best with the other colors. Now that I think of it, all of my floor skirtings are going to be white. Well, this might have been a mistake, but the decision is made. So I'm gonna live with it.